things that are known, things that are unknown, how quickly that they'll change. When I was a 7-year-old little boy, I may be getting long-winded, I don't know. When I was a 7-year-old little boy, everything was all right.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. I had a perfect, right relationship with God. Till one night, during revival at Springdale Church, everything changed.
Yeah.
I'd heard the preaching of the gospel. I'd seen men and women and boys and girls go up to the altar there, and they'd go pray, and they'd ask the Lord to save them. And a lot of times they'd come up and shouting, or they would say how the Lord had saved them. And I was all right. I never had thought about that. I wasn't afraid of dying. Death had never entered into my mind or into my heart. But one night, everything changed, just like it did back in the garden. My friend, my brother came back, and one of his friends, and they spoke such simple words to me, but it had a profound impact in my life. He said this, Clint, do you want to be saved? Or Clint, do you feel like that you need to be saved? Listen, my friend, today, I didn't know that I wasn't. There was nothing that made me think any different today, that I wasn't all right. But in that moment, my friend, it all changed. In that moment, I realized that I was lost. That preaching to the sinner and to the lost man, well now, it applied to me. I realized that I knew that I was lost. I realized that I was accountable for me. I realized that I could not blame anybody else for what I've done and for my sin and transgression. I knew that I was lost. But I've seen a great example from those that had sat before me, that had come before me. Just like Adam and Eve, their eyes were open, mine were too. You can go through the Word of God in the New Testament, Saul's eyes were open. Different ones, they had a realization. I had a choice to make. Just like Adam and Eve, I looked around. The church was all up on the altar. They were up there praying, they were up there worshiping. And I thought to myself, how in the world am I going to get up there? I'd go out to the end of the bench and I'd look up the aisle and wonder how in the world am I going to get up there? And just maybe like Adam and Eve thought there in the garden, what are we going to do? I began to think about, well, maybe I can run out the door. Maybe I can hide. Maybe I can wait another time. There were all kinds of things going through my mind. I even remember thinking, well, I'll wait till I'm 16. Why that number, I don't know. When you're a kid, a lot of things come in your mind. Stuff like that. But nothing relieved that lost condition. On top of that, I had that battle going on, and there was a realization that hell that I had preached about, that it was real. And that if I died in that lost condition, listen, you can believe it whether you want to or not. I'm not here to preach you untruth or lies. But if I died in that moment in a lost condition, that I would be as the rich man that Jesus told about. I would have lifted my eyes up in hell, being in torment.
Amen.
But Jesus had made a way.
Yes.
God had made a covering for me.
Yes, amen.
How do you know? He began to speak to my heart. He began to draw me to that altar. Listen, it don't have to be an altar in a church house. I've heard of people getting saved in cars, front seats, back seats of cars. We've moved the benches in the churches, in the parking lots, in hog pens, in this bedroom, in that living room. Any place where you feel that you're lost, you can bow. Trust the Lord for salvation. Lord gave me enough faith. He gave me enough courage to make that first step. My friends, you'll have to overcome that fear. You'll have to overcome that doubt.
Yes,
you'll have to overcome a lot of things. all these thoughts that go through your mind, and go to the Lord with all that you have. Move toward Him with all your being, and trust Him with your heart, with your life.